Hey everyone, it's OSK, and today I thought I'd break down some of these hotfix notes that we got here today for Spellbreak Chapter 2 for Dominion. These are just going to be a quick little run through, and I'm going to give some thoughts on where I think the meta's standing right now, and also some different changes that we saw with matchmaking. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pull this up here. For right now, though, we have hotfix time, including as following: Dominion matchmaking improvements to team size balance and increasing frequency of full matches. One of the things that was said about this is that there are not a whole lot of people even in gold, so sometimes the matchmaking is a little bit shoddy. You get 3v3s, you get 5 stacks going up against a full solo queue team, so that was kind of a weird sort of situation to find yourself in. For right now, what their aim is to make it so that teams of 3 or more players are going to be grouped in one pool, and duo queues and solo queues are going to be in another pool, and hopefully they'll never run into each other. Speaking from what some people on the Element server have been telling me, this isn't exactly the case. We're still having the same matchmaking issues, maybe to a lesser extent, but for right now, I do know from my friends in the Element server that this is still happening to some extent. So duo and solo queues still being paired up with 3, 4, or 5-man teams. So keep that in mind for this first point. Start match countdown as soon as all connected players finish loading. This is a great change. Now, whenever you're waiting into the lobby and you see all the players moving around, you're not going to have this delayed time for the timer to start down and then dropping into the match. So faster match times, it's good. Another thing that I've also, going back to the first point that I've heard, is that from Dan, their goal is to provide higher quality matches while sometimes providing a longer wait time to make sure that they can queue up with each other. So far, from what I've seen, this does result in longer queue times. But like I said before, sometimes duo and solo queues do get matched with each other, or do get matched with 3, 4, or 5-man stacks. So keep that in mind. Queue times are a little bit longer. Matchmaking, it's a little bit improved, but not quite as much as we would like. Fix players with curious talent, sometimes dropping extra skulls and death. This is a great bug fix. Reduce whirlwind AoE damage radius by 40%. Fixed ignited whirlwind damage stacking with flame wall damage. Fixed ignition getting applied while inside an ignited whirlwind. Now ignition will only be applied after you leave the flames. This is a great change. It is going to absolutely demolish wind fire setups. I do believe that toxic tornado setup should still be good for melting shields with corrosion, but the ignited whirlwind damage stacking with ignite while you're inside the tornado, and then getting dragged down to the ground because it's a tornado, not able to flee the radius, and then getting hit by a firewall. That was absolutely insane as far as like an AoE style ability, and just getting constantly ticked for damage. It made you just a sitting duck for follow-up shots as well. So this should definitely fix some of the grievances that we've had there. They even reduced the damage radius by 40%, which is amazing. So I'm really, really happy with this change. Hopefully AoE will continue to get nerfed in the way that it is. This should have a pretty big effect on the game as a whole. I really like it. Reduce maximum damage of wind shear by 1 for all rarities. Previously, it was 7, 9, 10, 12, and 13. Now it's 6, 8, 9, 11, and 12. Will this do anything to wind spamming? No. Wind spamming is still going to be very, very strong, so don't expect that to go anywhere. Pretty much, this is pretty much a non-nerf. It's a small one, but it's not really going to do anything as far as the meta goes. Wind, I'll be releasing a tier list later on, but wind is still going to be pretty high up there as far as reliable damage sources, so this doesn't really change that much there. And then you decrease Dominion Valguard aggro disengage radius, which is great. Now you won't have Dominion people, or you won't have Valguard chasing you out trying to get you off the recall as frequently. They'll kind of disengage and go back to their spot whenever you're trying to recall in these big stretches of land. Sometimes you get interrupted by a noodle, which is really, really annoying. So hopefully that won't happen as much. Now, they do mention that balance changes will not be visible in the practice or tutorial modes. This is because this is a completely server-side hotfix, which means that they don't have to go through any third parties like Nintendo or Microsoft or Sony to get them approved to then be forwarded on to our side of the patch. So practice and tutorial, they're completely client-side, meaning that they have to go through that approval process. They forwarded this without doing that, so this is a completely server-side change. So practice and tutorials still going to be just like it was before. So if you see tornado radius not being changed in the practice tutorial mode, that is why. Also, additional updates to matchmaking and leagues coming soon. Thank you for all your feedback. The matchmaking definitely needs some touching on still. According to Dan, one of the main, I think he's the game director or gameplay director over at Proletariat, said that matchmaking should be a full stop on duo and solo queues, queuing up with 3, 4, and 5 stacks. So It shouldn't be happening the way that it is now. Also, changes to leagues. They're looking to make it more, air quotes here, competitive as far as like how you rank up. And also, they want to make the grind less of a grind because let's be honest, right now, leagues isn't exactly a ranked mode. It's more of a progression system. So making it more towards the rank system is going to be a good change for competitive integrity in my mind, if that's what they want to go for. I would very much like to see them in the future develop some kind of MMR, but that is not the case right now. So what I hope to see from them is to make total crowns needed to rank up your tiers as far as like gold 10 to gold 9. Hopefully that's reduced. Also, I would like to see the crown cost of getting into a match raised up. And also we need some accolade adjustments because right now defense doesn't really matter. Val guards are a little bit too highly valued. There's just certain things in game that are rewarded that shouldn't be rewarded as much as they currently are. You should be getting more points for defense. You should be getting more points for constant aggression. You should be getting more points for pushing your advantage once you do. Even if you don't get a whole bunch of exiles, as long as you're doing something and you're doing it well. I don't really have specifics on what I would change, but that needs to be improved in some way. But guys, that's going to be my run through for the hotfix. What you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Y'all have a good one now. I'll see you later.